I'm like, we've seen each other twice in the last month. And one time you saw my butthole. And the second time I'm crying.
Welcome to another Latino with a podcast. I'm the Latino with a podcast, Christian Hennigsmeyer, and today I'm with Tito. That's his only name. It's just Tito, not last name, not middle name. It's just Tito.
Mm-hmm.
That's your real name.
No.
It is your real name.
No.
They put you Tito.
No, it's not my real name.
Can we know your real name, or is a secret?
It's not. If you're Latino, you should know my name by knowing Tito.
No.
Come on. It's only like 3 different types of names.
I don't. But we don't go for Tito in Venezuela. I don't know any Tito. I know a Tito, but it's like Eduardo. It's like Eduardo,
No, okay.
and we make it into Tito.
That's not. So my dad. I'm Roberto. I'm Roberto.
Okay.
My dad was Roberto.
Okay.
So I was Robertito.
Yeah. We don't have like the junior.
Yeah. So anything that's like a Berto, Wiliberto, and whatever, le ponen Ito for the kid, like a junior.
And you end up just with that.
And it's, for the most part, si me llamo Tito, it's like one of 3 names.
Do you believe you're gonna at some point like have your actual name as a stage name, like Roberto, or
No.
you go with Tito all the way?
I've been Tito since day 1. I was born in the hospital. I was born on Friday the 13th on a full moon.
And today is 13, and no, you're episode 13. That's I brought you an episode 13 because you're a spooky bitch.
I am the spookiest. I'm the spookiest of the spooky bitches.
You're the spooky bitch.
Hell yeah. So I was born in the hospital, and I came home, and I was my dad's second. And as you do, you took the baby straight to the grandma. Y me agarró, and she put me in her arms, and she goes, "Ay, Tito." And that was it.
That was it, Tito forever.
See, Tito for stuck from that, and it was Tito ever. And my dad was Beto. So my dad wasn't even Roberto. My dad was Beto.
If you have a song, it will be Titi Tito. Like you keep you just keep going. You just keep going smaller.
Yeah. It's a real Alice in Wonderland.
Because if you have a song, it will be Titito.
Yeah, Bueno, no. If I name him Roberto, he can be. Well, yeah, you're right.
You're gonna have a Titito.
Yeah. I'll have a Titito. Super Titito.
Oh, Tito Junior, right here. You can be Tito Junior. Like, I made Cuba Libre with Venezuelan rum. So
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
This is really nice. Yeah.
It's I want to be on a beach.
Yeah, right.
With a beach.
With a spooky beach.
With a spooky beach.
Like, I know you like spooky beaches.
I like them all, pero I had a spooky bitch phase.
And I love that in the podcast I have topics to talk about, but somehow they always like go with the person I'm talking. So you like spooky beaches?
Sure.
Sometimes, not always. Spooky beaches are moms.
Spooky mom bitches.
And you are single now, so
no,
you're not single.
I am single.
You are or not? Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
How open are you? Because I'm 31. You can say your age. I'm
39, about to be 40.
How do you feel about being a stepfather? Like, would you be open to be a stepfather, or you're like, no, that's not for me?
Ideally, first of all, I don't really care.
Okay.
I've been dating ladies with children since my 20s.
Do you pay for the nanny?
No. Sometimes.
Okay.
If I really want to see them.
Okay.
But they, for the most part, have been responsible moms. They're not irresponsible moms. If they were, and I say irresponsible in the sense where, like, the situation at home is bad, it's chaotic, there's no steady stream of income, there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of issues aside of mothership.
It doesn't matter.
And so, but I've dealt with pretty responsible ladies who were, working in their fields and had a good feel. I almost never saw the kids. And it wasn't like a lot of ladies. I think it was 2 or 3.
Yeah, because they didn't want you to see the kid.
Yeah,
because you were
because
20,
they're
20
responsible
something.
ladies. Yeah.
But will you be a stepfather now? Like a responsible stepfather? Not
It
like
would have to be a situation.
not a side hoe. It's like
No. I get what you mean. It would have to be a situation that was just mutually beneficial for her and I. Like in terms of a relationship, everything works out, then everything's. But if she got like a problem kid, and she's not able to discipline him properly, and there maybe like his father's not around, whatever the situation, I want it to be in a peaceful, calm manner. My eldest sister Rosa, she had a kid and gotten married, and divorced quickly after, and she kind of basically raised as a single mom, took herself through school and got herself a law degree, and I took the baby to the classes because she couldn't have money for a babysitter.
Yeah.
And so long story short, she was a single mom, and then she met a guy, and he was a very eligible bachelor, great education, great family, smart guy. And my sister went into it very responsible. She's like, he's got a dad, he knows that's the dad.
Okay.
I'll take care of him and discipline him, just be aware. And he was always very aware of his role and how and him and Alejandro are like their son and father.
Exactly, but I believe according to what you're saying, and I believe I'll be kind of the same. If I'm gonna step in to be father, stepfather, to be part of this family, I believe the relationship with the kid have to be good from the beginning. I don't want to fight with to win over the kid.
And it's not even winning over. You will win over a child if you are kind and fun, and you know what the room and the moment calls for. Don't take out anger issues. Don't have alcohol. Don't have drug habits. Have your fun, enjoy, but respectful is such a general term.
There are a lot of wet ladies watching this. They're like,
at Tito's Tales. I'm just playing.
You're gonna get DMs, I hope.
Nah, I would never get DMs, but it's okay. Anyway, so I was just saying is the role of stepfather doesn't scare me. The situation, if I don't read it right, can put me in a situation I won't like. But for the most part, 2 grown adults, a person who is able to handle themselves, have a kid, and still manage to be like, pretty much active and having friends and going out and letting family help, where the situation's fine. Not every situation is ideal. If she has more than one with 2 other dudes, right? Like then things then it starts getting really choppy. I think because a lot of personalities are involved in like day-to-day shit. Not saying that the person is bad or anything, or that even it's a bad family.
Too many people involved.
It's just too many people involved.
What about this? I saw this on it was a viral video, and there were like people commenting a lot on the video. People in favor, people against. If I find the video, I'll put it. But it was this woman. Apparently, the situation before the video was taking like for context. Before the video, apparently this guy spanked the kid or yelled to the kid, something like that.
That's 2 very different things.
I don't.
Spanking and yelling are 2 very different.
It was one of these 2, but it was like a little aggression against
so
the kid,
it was an aggressive act towards the kid somehow.
Towards the kid somehow. Let's say yelled for now.
Let's say yell because it's a better argument.
And this woman, he was a stepfather. He was like, "No, you don't have any like power to do that to the kid. You are just a stepfather. You don't have to do that. I'm raising him." And he's like, "Yeah, but I pay for his school.
Yes.
I get it. I'm taking all the responsibilities of being
as
a father.
Yeah.
But you're not giving me like the
you're making it easy for him."
Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, you're just the provider. And the comments were like, just like, if she sees you just as the provider for the kid, and you don't have any chances to raise the kid yourself because now you're part of the family. It's like I believe I believe this is unfair towards him. Like maybe if it was a spanking,
towards the father,
if it was a spanking, maybe a little bit on the mother because you shouldn't be that aggressive with kids, but he has responsibilities to raise as the responsibilities. He
has to lead, set an example, and she has, I would say, she would be in her best interest, the mother, to reinforce the father's role as the leader, so you don't get into scenarios where he has to be yelling so much.
Yeah, she was taking all of this from him. It's
She
like,
was
no,
emasculating his role, and I see what you're saying. The debate can be then what is his role if not to be a father in full context, full provider, full disciplinarian, because you are under my house. I pay for your food.
How would you be as a father? I don't.
I would be stern. I don't think I would be.
I don't see you as a father right now.
No, listen, I would, if one day I am blessed to have a child, a titito. Ese titito is going to be raised with a strong sense of self and morals, and I think that I would do a great job of imposing wisdom. I feel like I would have more questions for him than angry retorts.
Okay, whenever you have a kid, you have to change some hobbies or things you're doing, because now you have you're responsible for someone. Do you have anything that you're like, I cannot do this anymore?
What do you mean not do this? Like I couldn't stop doing. So here's
like I don't know about, like, for me, I'm like, I play a lot of video games. I'm like,
you're done with the games.
I'm done with the games because now I need this time for racing.
You're done with everything except for your work that makes money, and then baby. That's the first 2 years of your life. I've had cousins, friends, family. I've been around babies since I was a baby. And I realized there's always like about a 2 to almost 3 year window. Yeah. And so they're pregnant, they're pregnant. And you see them around people, you see them celebrating in the parties and the la da da da, and then they have the kid, and there's a few days where they show it, and then it's just ghost town.
Yeah,
it's just ghost town. They all, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to be there
24/7.
You have to really understand what the baby is needing, and then pay attention, and you want to support each other. It's a hard job, not a lot of sleep. But you get out of it in 2 years. 2 years, dude. COVID was about 3, right? The 2.5. It's less than COVID.
Did you expect
per baby?
This was the topic we were talking about.
No, I don't care.
You're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about being a stepfather, a responsible father. Yeah,
I mean, I'm about to be 40, so like, my life has to include so many more variables than you at 31.
Yeah, I'm 31, but if I ever, for now, I will say, if I don't want to be a stepfather right now, because that's not what I want in my life.
You have
right
opportunities to choose,
but for now, I believe.
But before things get worse.
Thank you. Thank you for the thank you. Like, house life, okay. But there's one, I will say, I don't know if she sees the podcast, but she knows, because I told her there's only one kid that I will be stepfather, because I love the mother. She's like amazing. She lives in Colombia.
They all do, baby.
They all do. Latinas. Okay, but is the only one that I actually think, like, for her I will do it. And I at this point in my life, I'm not like, if someone comes in like, hey, I have a kid, for me it's like, oh, then I don't want you.
No, you should never. The only thing you should judge your interest in a woman is the character. And then you go from there. If she's like, oh, I have a child, but everything else you've been noticing, and you haven't met the kid for a while, and she's kind of being very respectful of it, you feel it out. And I think that you just said it yourself. You would marry this girl and be a stepfather to her kid because you love this person that much.
Exactly, but
that's what it is.
I will have to love this person.
Well, you would have to love them regardless if you're gonna marry them and have a kid with them, right? Like, ideally.
No, I'm not. This scenario, I'm not having the kid with them. They already have it. I'm just going into their life as a stepfather. But my mom wants a kid so much, but she wants to be a grandmother so much. She texts me once.
Are you the only child?
No, but has a sister. She's 26. Not her, not me. We don't have kids.
Oh, that's okay. She's 26.
My mom is losing it. My mom is like,
it's okay. She can lose it. La abuelita will come. La abuelita viene. My mom.
I was saying her this clip, like, la abuelita viene.
La abuelita viene. La abuelita viene. Ya, cálmate. Ay, cálmate. We're in a basement. We're in a basement, okay?
We're in a basement, okay,
Ponte tranqui. Ponte tranqui.
We're in a basement, and I just had money for like chips. Okay, like chill down, like cálmate.
So, your sister's 26. It's fine. She'll either be in a long-term relationship
She's in a long-term
or is
relationship.
in one already. Yeah,
She's in one.
That's a great age. And if he ends up being like super stellar, and hopefully he's not like us where he's just like,
Hopefully he's not a comic.
no, he's not a comic, bro. And he treats her well, and who knows, maybe by 29 they have something like a marriage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a very hot age to get married eventually. So the kids are coming. My mom has
Not for now.
Not for now.
Not for now.
But my mom had 5.
5 kids.
And the first 3 were from her first marriage. My dad married a lady with 3 kids. How did I even think of this?
There you go. It's in your genes.
How
You're gonna be a stepfather.
My dad married my mom, and she was a divorced woman with 3 kids. And he was Mexican Catholic, and this is in Mexico City in the late 70s, early 80s.
He was going against.
It was very
his grandmother hated him.
My grandma, his mom, my abue, she didn't even let my mom spend the night. She never let her fucking stay. She didn't let her to some of the parties. My grandma thought my mom was like a disgrace.
And it was like, con la puerta abierta.
Con la puerta abierta.
En el cuarto no hay visitas.
And even though my mom and dad had been together for even forever, to be honest, my grandma didn't like my mom because of all those things. Catholic, whatever my grandma was. But then my mom and dad, they get married. They have my sister, and my sister Taina is identical to my grandma. Identical.
But in personality?
No, face. She is her comebacks.
Okay.
And my grandma melted, and my grandma and my mom became just like daughter, mother.
So
it just changed the whole vibe.
If you want to fix your relationship with your grandmother, give her a copy of themselves as a baby. That's the solution.
But yeah, so listen, it can be done. I don't disparage. I encourage it. I think women that have children shouldn't raise kids alone. I think that it would be ideal for them to be raised with a male figure. I know it's not always the case, but it's not always the case. But I think there's an ideal balance of
I really feel it's the balance,
strength and softness.
We're not saying
that
single mothers are not doing a great job. We're not saying that. We're saying
doing a wonderful job.
But the balance is also good.
There needs to be, and that's why some single mothers take on more masculine traits because they have to be that. They have to be more. Period. And so if you have the opportunity to be a stepfather, enjoy the role. You'll learn from the kid. The kid will teach you. The kids teach you so much.
Kids say like the most outrageous shit out of nowhere.
Yeah. Because their brain is connecting. Their brain is just constantly making. You know how like you install a speaker and you got all those like all those plugs in the cables. So you just imagine every day you got like millions of them. You got to do tiny little cells, and then over time the power keeps increasing. They just keep fucking shooting shit out of their mouths.
And they don't have like a filter.
No,
so
that's why
they
haven't built it. That's the subwoofer that comes at the end.
Yeah. The firewall comes at the end.
Yeah. The firewall's at the end. Baby build.
Yeah, they will say like the most outrageous, but at the same time, the shit that gets you thinking the most, that is like, whoa.
Yeah. No,
do you have any phrase that kid has said to you that you're like, oh, okay?
Yeah, well, now he didn't say it to me, but it's like a family story. My nephew Juanito.
That they call him Ito.
No, they call him Juano.
That's a bad nickname. Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
So my brother was very stern, and he was very he wasn't like, he was just loud he's Puerto Rican and he's loud. He uses his voice a lot.
Okay.
And I forgot what he did, what he said to Juanito, but Juanito was 9 years old. He's like, papi, tengo 9 años.
So much wisdom in one sentence.
He said, papi, cálmate, ponte tranqui. I am 9 years old.
Oye, tengo 9 años.
And then my brother was like,
You're
Yeah,
fucking right.
yeah, you're fucking 9, dog. Yeah, that's my bad, dog. My bad. I thought we was like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I thought you.
Yeah, so kids can stand up for themselves. Kids can think things clear. I like the kids because since they have no filter and they don't have the society to tell them anything, possibilities are endless. Possibilities are fucking. I mean, I remember writing a short story like in first grade.
Nice.
Of just like this thing that comes to life from the mud and it just destroys cop cars. I remember just, yeah,
You were destroying cop cars in first grade.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck the police.
Yeah.
Fuck the police.
They keep trying to take my daddy. They keep trying to take my daddy.
He wants to stay in this side of the wall.
Aw. No. Yeah, no, it's an opportunity. If ever comes to me, I would love my friend. He married a gal and he's raising the daughter. That's his daughter. He got with her when she was like 3, 4, and she's like 12 now, 13, I think, and that's his daughter. I mean, they whatever. That's their only daughter. So that's his daughter now. When I see the pictures, when I see the relationship.
I always with this kind of video, I almost cry every time with this kind of video that is like, I have a surprise for my stepdad, and the surprise like I changed my last name to your last name.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I mean,
I love those videos.
Listen, man, we are balls of emotion that don't get to feel at the same levels and rates that more feminine people do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're more on the masculine side. And so these like subtle but like meaningful things can crack us.
No, this is like super meaningful. Like super meaningful. That is like, you see me as your role model.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of like that, and that crumbles you.
Yeah, I there's one that gets me all the time. This like African dude got married and lived in the States.
Okay.
And he left Angola or something. And it had been 10
It's
years.
Samir Abdul.
No?
No? Okay.
Anyways, big. He's like 6'6" too. He's big. He got married. He had a house. And the caption is he hasn't seen his mother in 10 years.
Okay.
So he walks in and there's his brother, his little brother. And he recognized him immediately. And he's like, oh, because they're like, we got a surprise. And it was his brother, but his mom was hiding in the kitchen.
Okay.
And he's like all happy to see his brother and he's hugging him. And then she turns the corner and he goes, oh, Mama. And he runs and then he falls on the ground and he just starts crying, saying, Mama. And like you feel this. And then she goes and hugs him. And this 6'6", like tall, strong, becomes water. And it's this video that it gets you because he left his family. He traveled to another country. He probably had to do it for education. He became something. He bought a house and he hasn't had time to see his family even though he was married. And then here comes his mom, and all that emotion, all
he turns
that,
into a child.
and boom,
He's a kid again.
he's a baby.
Yeah, no, that's.
Whew. Oh, I love that shit. I send me and my one friend, we send each
to
other.
your dad, and your dad's like, okay.
Está
bien, hijo.
No. Well, I can't say.
That's sort of like that. Like they're like, oh.
No, I don't have that because I don't have a father. But
Okay, you want me to be your okay?
But anyways, I have a friend that we send each other the most ridiculous things that you're like, oh my god, like super foul, like should be canceled type jokes.
Okay.
Like, but then we send each other videos to try to make each other cry.
Because we're man.
It's not a man, it's a female comic. And
nice.
And like, yeah, we'll send each other the fucking wildest things, and then when no one's looking, we'll send each other like that video, the mama one, and then she'll just reply, "Fuck you."
Okay, we're gonna do a little pause. I'm gonna tell you which videos makes me cry because I have like one type exactly one type. So I'm lately I've been making like nonsense sounds before the pause. I'm like bam 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 bam, and then I do the pause.
Do you gotta do anything?
No, you wanna do the sound, the para pa pam pam, so we can do the.
Ba-da-ba-bum.
And we're back, and I'm gonna tell you which kind of video. Did you see the movie? It's always I don't know why, but relationship father-daughter, specifically daughter.
Mhm.
With son, it doesn't affect me that much, but father-daughter, it cracks me out every time. And this video, there's a movie called No se aceptan devoluciones with it's with a really famous Mexican actor, and the movie's. I'm gonna spoil the movie. Fuck you. The movie is about like this dad.
Spoiler alert. What's the name of the
Spoiler
movie?
alert. No se aceptan devoluciones.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. He's the dad of this daughter, and she's like sleeps much, and then she wants to meet her mom.
Mhm.
She wants to reconnect with her mom, and he's like, "No, that's impossible." She left him because she got a super top business job, so she was like living like take the back life.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, it's super difficult, but she's like, I wanna meet her. They do like a whole travel to meet the mom, and then the second part of the movie is like the relationship like builds up again between dad, mom, daughter,
Mhm.
and it's so beautiful, so amazing, and she keeps like sleeping a lot.
Mhm.
And at one point of the movie, they tell you like she have a disease that is like a sleep disease
Mhm.
that at some point she's gonna sleep and she's not gonna wake up. By the end of the movie, they're like in a short, and they're like with her, and she just falls asleep and she doesn't wake up. I was watching that fucking movie with my dad,
Oh no.
and at the end of the movie, we're like, my dad is like really like old school. At the end of the movie, we were both like,
Yeah, yeah.
"It was a nice movie, huh?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was a nice
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
the bathrooms."
There's a movie, it's Lionheart, I think. It's a movie where this Indian kid,
Okay.
he is in a village in India, remote village, and he ends up on a train,
I
and
believe I've seen her.
with his brother.
I believe I've seen this movie, but keep going.
And long story short, he speaks a different language than what the other people in India speak because of
Okay.
his like. Long story short, they put him up for adoption,
Okay.
and he goes and he's raised in like Australia, and then he hangs out with some people and they have like Indian food, and he starts seeing like these Indian like things, and he starts having like flashbacks. He's like, cause he like blocked it out. And anyways, long story short, he ends up finding out what happened, who he is.
Dave Attell? Is Dave Attell in the movie?
I don't know the actor's name, but he's very good.
Yeah, no, I believe it's Dave Attell. Like, keep going. Like, I'll find it.
Yeah. And so, anyways, the ending of that movie, is that guy. Yeah,
It's this movie, Lion. It's called Lion.
Lion, right? What did I say? Lionheart? Yeah.
Lionheart.
It's called Lion. Yeah. The ending of that movie had me busted. I was like, ah. And the craziest part about that is I finished the movie, I'm crying, and I have a roommate that hasn't paid me rent.
Okay.
Hold on.
What the fuck is this that way? Where?
So hold on. So earlier that week, my roommate had caught me with a shorty in my bedroom because he
Okay.
tried to come by to talk about the rent, and I was being intimate with a girl, and he opened the door and he sees my butthole.
Cool.
So fast forward now a few days, he opens the door and now he sees me crying.
Just like balls.
Fucking crying.
But it was like ugly cry that.
At the end of this fucking movie that I watched in the afternoon for no fucking reason. I just thought I'd watch it, and I'm fucking like, and the guy clearly doesn't want to live here anymore. He's like, dude, what the fuck? And I'm like, we've seen.
It's like I've seen two really bad shits when I go into this dance
I'm
room.
like, we've seen each other twice in the last month. And one time you saw my butthole. And the second time I'm crying.
Like, who the fuck is this bitch?
he's like, what the fuck is He's like, what the fuck is happening?
And you're like, could you pay me your
Like,
half?
oh, you owe me $500. You owe me $500 fucking.
He's like, dude, you don't have to cry about it. I'll pay
Oh
you.
my
Like,
God.
chill down.
I love that story led to this story, which led to that story.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
That was fucking funny. That was very funny.
Dude, like, going on that story, I was gonna say something because this kind of movie like cracked me up. Like the daughter like dying cracks me up. Every movie like that daughter like just cracks me up. When I'm gonna tell you the last time I cried like hard and then, but ugly cried like not crying.
Cried hard or like you?
That, no, not like one tear. It was like this. It was horrible. It was with a series called 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, I remember the Dexter guy.
Yeah, the Dexter guy. It's an old series.
Yeah.
It's like 2008, I believe.
Michael
Stars.
something.
No, before. It's amazing, but the end.
It's crazy.
I don't know if you're spoiler alert too. At the end, it's like 6 seasons, and
Yeah.
you get to love and hate the characters. It's so well, like the script is so good that you love and you hate the characters because obviously no one's perfect. Everybody has flaws, and you can see them and you hate them, but at the same time you understand them. So you create like a relationship with characters. You have your favorite, of course, but the end they show like how everybody like dies. But the beginning is what got me because the beginning it was Claire, that is what the daughter, she wants to she had like a scholarships to study like outside, and the mother is feeling the emptiness because all his kids are going,
Yeah.
and she was like, I don't want you to go, and she's like she was like super like passive aggressive because she's not direct. She's like, oh, you don't want to live with me anymore, you hate me, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But then Claire is like, well, I'll stay. And the mother realized I'm like caught in the wings of my own daughter. And she's like, no, go because I don't want you to do the same thing that I did. And then it's like she leaving on the car. And I felt like in that moment, the same conversation with my mom
Yeah.
when I left my country. I fucking started crying. And it was like, and the whole scene, and then the next scene is the mom dying. Dude, it was like 7 minutes after that, and I was still crying because of this. I was like,
It
back
cracked
crying.
you.
No, I was crying, but like,
Yeah. You feel it.
yeah, it was.
Well, that's
hard.
art. That's art.
That's art.
That's art. That's what. Listen, if you have moments like that when you're watching someone create something beautiful.
No, that series is amazing. Watch it.
Yeah.
When was the last time you cried like ugly cry that you remember?
Ugly cry.
The-
I mean, I could get into some dark.
You don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't. I haven't ugly cried since my yeah, my sister's funeral.
Yeah, you see, we get into a really.
You wanted to go there.
Really weird point.
Yeah,
but-
it's okay. It's okay.
So
but you're allowed to
se-
grieve and you're allowed to let it out.
I was like, perfect segue to. Can't you prove you're from the future?
Shut up.
Pa-da-da-da.
Who are you, Bon Traeger?
Just put the harmonica. I'm like, I guess I know. I guess I'm not using this today.
I love Bon. Shout out to Bon Traeger.
Yeah. How long ago was this?
What?
Your sister?
She passed away 2018. December, I think December 2018.
This is why I feel like men should have like a way to open up more, because you're saying the last time you remember ugly crying, it was 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
The last time
I remember, yeah.
the last time I ugly cried like that, it was like the ending of this series, and that was like 2 years ago. We usually, men, like, we bottle up a lot of emotions, and then something small cracks you up,
Yeah.
and then you have to be crying.
I mean, ugly cry. Yeah, that was that ugly cry. But things that make me cry, I like a good. I like when the dogs are reunited with veterans. I think those are great. I don't know why. Or when dogs are doing like their last walk for like like a job they had, and it's like all the people are lined up, and you're like, what the fuck?
What about when they like this hiker took his dog on his last trip and he's like just bringing the dog on his back.
Yeah. Or if there's a man that's crying, there was a video I saw, and if we could find it, we'll put it wherever your notes are. But this old man, he his like wife passed, and he's in his 90s, and his daughter bought him a pillow with his wife's face on it.
Okay.
And so it's like they go to the hospice, I think is where he's at, and they give it to him, and you have that fucking music, ding, ding, ding. And so he opens it, and you can swipe it, and the face comes up, and he goes, oh, and then he just like hugged it and like leaned forward and started crying. And brother, it is one of those, like, they were together for like however many years. They had a family. The daughters were there. The granddaughters were there. He's at the end of his like thing. His partner's gone, and he sees her face, and he's just like over. He cried. He kissed them all. He was so happy, but you could see the love pouring out, and that kind of shit just gets me.
I believe men usually they have like a wall where and behind is like our emotions, but when someone cracks that, like we're kids,
we're
fucking
babies.
babies.
Here's the thing. So if you're gonna cry, if you're a man, you're gonna cry, and it's gonna happen. Like, let's say every few years, let it all out.
Yes.
Let it all out. Like, literally empty the well.
Unless your roommate owes you money and is on the house. In that case.
I mean, I wasn't ugly crying at the end of the movie, but I was like, I had tears coming down my face, and I was sniffling. That's not an ugly cry.
But yeah, like, let it, I agree. Let it all out.
I mean, I ugly cried at my sister's funeral, like, ugly.
You start crying for things that not happening in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I dumped. I was reaching in the farthest backs of my mind for things like, I'm with my dad's gone now, my sister's gone now, my family's different, things are like, I put it all in the river, and then shot it out. And then my friend, she saw me in the corner because I was like shaking at one. I was shaking.
That's the ugly cry.
That was ugly. I mean, like, baboso. People were handing me things, and I was just like, I couldn't look up. My legs started shaking, but people were like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." This is kind of this is kind of fucking awesome right now. I'm letting it all out. It's like spring cleaning. I mean, yes, it was motivated and powered by the loss and grief of my sister, but then I took advantage kind of, and I dumped it all. I started crying, wailing in the back.
There's a video kind of like this guy that is like, one guy brings like a cassette to a place, and he's like, he brings like the old artifact to play cassettes, but like a big radio.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I need to fix this because the last words of my wife to me is on this cassette. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like, this is not working. And they are like, we don't fix those anymore. We don't have the parts. There's no way to fix it. And he's like, you can see in his face the pain. He's like, please help me. Like, please fix it. Please, whatever. I don't work. I don't have too much money. I will give you anything you want, but please fix it. And they're like, I'm not telling you I don't want to. It's like,
I can't.
It's not possible. Yeah. But the guy saw like the desperation on this guy, and they're like, we have a Walkman. So they give the guy the Walkman. They explain this is the way it operates. And like, you open it here, you put the cassette here, and he puts the cassette. He puts they give him the earplugs, and he put it, and he put like, you just press the button that says play, and he does it. As soon as he does it, and you can see when he hears the first word, he looks up and he starts crying. And I'm like, I cannot see this fucking video. I'll send you this video so you can send it to your friend.
You like, listen, men. Yeah, we're hard. We're hardened because if everything that could make us cry made us cry, we'd be a mess. there would be nothing getting done. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Like the recovery of so we gotta pick and choose kind of on a survival basis. You imagine what ancestors like millions of years, like you go to hunt with your brother and your dad, and the fucking like water buffalo kills both of them,
Yeah, it's like,
and you're like,
no, you gotta survive.
now
and
I
then
gotta
cry.
go back and I gotta feed this whole fucking place, and I have very limited time for this.
Yeah, you don't have time to cry.
You don't. I mean, you. That's why you have funerals. You create a ceremony, so it's not weird.
So it's not just you in your
so
bedroom.
it's not just you, just fucking there. You put on a bow tie. You know. You serve hors d'oeuvres. You go to Jules.
People have tissues at hand.
Yeah, we gotta create ceremony because I
don't cry in funerals. Like
then you're a monster.
I know.
You're a monster. I get teary-eyed. If it's not my funeral, someone close, I get teary-eyed because I can feel the
pain.
the pain of the room, and like it gets me when I see it's like a mother who lost a son.
Yeah, that's super hard.
When you see that, I lost a friend to a motorcycle thing, and I went to his funeral. This is like 15, 20 years ago, and the look, I missed him. I cried for him later. I didn't cry for him at the funeral, but when I saw his mother and his dad with this utter look of just lost.
Yeah, because there's no name to that loss.
The dad had like, he didn't have like dementia, but he just couldn't like even focus. He was angry. That was like the good son. And yeah,
Okay.
you know what it is. And it left me with a real sense of like sadness for them because I knew, it's just like,
Yeah, but you can picture like the movie after.
yeah.
You don't cry because what is happening in the moment, but the movie after.
Yeah,
You know that guy is gonna wake up and it's like, I'm gonna call my son, and the wife has to explain like, hey,
yeah.
he died.
Yeah.
Like he is gonna.
And it's funerals can be, they're nice. I have a whole bit. I have a whole bit about funerals.
Okay.
I've been to so many. I have so many funeral stories. I've been to so many funerals.
We have to stop being friends, I believe.
Why?
Maybe it's you.
Why?
You're creating funerals around you.
I don't create funerals. I attend them because I have a large network of friends and family. Dumbass.
You're like I need to cry, and then you create one.
No, I get sniffly. I get sniffly at weddings. Bob and Ariel's wedding just passed, and when she walked down the aisle, I got very teary-eyed, and like it built up in my eye, and I think maybe 1 or 2 tears came down. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I love.
They seem so happy.
Huh? They are.
I saw the pictures and I was like,
yeah. No, Ariel.
I felt the happiness in the pictures.
No, it was one of the most fantastic days of my comedy life. I told him it was like top 5. It's top 5. It's top 5. And yeah, I mean, you want to be moved by emotions. Emotions can move you to tears in good and bad, right? Have you ever cried other than a movie? Any other piece of art has ever moved you to like a point of like, whoa.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe music. Music, yes.
Music can do that. There's a song by Kanye West.
This is not a good start
with
to what you're saying.
with Chance the Rapper called Ultralight Beam. Ultralight Beam is the one I was listening to after my sister passed, and it's a gospel choir. We on a ultralight beam. This is a God's dream. This is everything. And it's playing this organ, and the rap that Chance does is about defeating the devil. It is fucking. And it makes me want to fucking cry because it just puts me back in a place of like everything's gonna be okay, even though right now it's not.
I have one song, and with this we're gonna end the episode, but we're gonna keep talking on the bonus content. Again, I always say that I don't put for now. I'm not putting the bonus content in Spotify. So if you're listening and you are like, oh, I wanna keep listening to Tito, then go to the bonus content that is gonna be on YouTube. The song that made me cry is a song by Enya. You know Enya?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Boadicea. And it makes me cry because I believe it makes me feel underwater. And for me, one of the places that give me like peace is being underwater. But I feel like everything is passing by me.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me the time to think about this situation that, oh, this should have affected me more, but I didn't let it at that moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like in a capsule that this is a safe space to, if you want to cry, you can cry here.
Yeah.
So and it's a music. It's like
Yeah, it invites you to feel.
yeah. It's like it feels like a lullaby. It feels like that. I feel like protected when I listen to that song. Obviously
Beautiful.
by myself, because in with people will be a little weird.
I cried at the David. You know the David?
No.
In Florence, Firenze, Italy. Do you know the David?
Oh,
The
yeah,
statue?
yeah.
Michelangelo. Shout out to no.
Shout out to Michelangelo.
Shout out to Michelangelo. I think it's Michelangelo, not Da Vinci, right?
No. It's not Da Vinci. I believe
It's Michelangelo.
yeah.
Michelangelo. It's one of the most. What?
I want to be moved by a painting like
What?
that.
And I remember I went with a friend, and I'm like, I've never loved anything this much.
That's amazing.
And when I said that I've never loved anything, it like the tears just came to my face, and I was like, "Fuck this man! This man was, what is this? It's real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're just in this sense of like, well, at least for me, I've been traveling and watching art, so I had like taken my Western guard down.
Okay.
I wasn't so busy and just like gotta see this, gotta see. I was able to like soak it in. It was like my 3rd, 4th month traveling or whatever. And it just hit me. I'm like, mother of God, what is this?
That's dude.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
be moved like a painting like that. So far,
Mother of
one
God.
painting makes me anxious, and it was like Goliath eating his children. I believe
Yeah.
it's Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, no, it is a painting, but the painting makes you feel so uncomfortable. But I believe it was the
energy.
the intention.
Yeah.
But yeah, man can cry, and this is the end of this episode. We're gonna keep going if you have time.
Abuelita.
Abuelita, cálmate. Adiós.
Cálmate. Chao.